Hello, my name is Caitlin Lemasters, and this is my constellation presentation on the constellation Pegasus. Pegasus is the seventh largest constellation in the sky. The easiest time to find Pegasus would be in mid-October. When I did my research, I actually looked at October 15th to be exact, around 9 p.m. You want to look east to best find it, and the best way to look for it is to look for Polaris, which is also known as the North Star, because it's the brightest star in Ursa Minor and it's easy to spot. Um, Once you find Polaris, it actually will lead you to the constellation Cassiopeia, I believe is how you say it, which is like that zigzag shape. And if you draw a line from Polaris to the top star in Cassiopeia, it'll point directly to the beginning of the Great Square of Pegasus, and that was the best way that I found to find the constellation Pegasus. Next, we have the brightest stars of Pegasus. These are all fairly hard to pronounce, so I might completely destroy their names. But the brightest stars are Sheet, Enif, Markab, and Alpheratz. Enif is actually the brightest of all four of the stars. And I have it listed by parentheses is their Bayer name, and then from bullet point down, it's the distance from Earth in light years, their spectral type, evolutionary stage, and their radial velocity. I did find most of this on the Stellarium program, but used some of the info from websites, which I have a reference page for. Alfred's is actually a part of a different constellation, but also a part of the Great Square of Pegasus, so they consider it one of the brightest stars of the constellation Pegasus. So actually, Enif is the farthest light years away from Earth. It's actually a lot farther than the rest of them. And then I have that She is a red giant star, Enif is a supergiant, Markab is a blue giant, and Alfred's is also a blue giant. And then I have the other information there as well. This slide is for the deep space objects. The first one on there is the NGC 7331. I'm not exactly sure what the numbers and the letters stand for, but this is a spiral galaxy. I think these are actually really, really cool to look at, and I think that they're so pretty. It's about 50 million light years away, and it's one of the brighter galaxies. Next up is M15 or Messier 15. It's a global cluster. It's one of the brightest clusters in the night sky. The visual brightness is roughly 360,000 times the brightness of our sun, so it's pretty bright. And it's one of the oldest and best known global clusters. And then the last one on here would be the NGC 7814, which is a spiral galaxy. It's actually sometimes called the Little Sombrero, which I had a different picture that I think represented it a little bit more, but I thought this one was a little bit more clear, so I thought that I would use this one instead to kind of give a little bit better image of it. And it's estimated 40 million light years away. As you can see too, NGC 7814 is actually inside the Great Square, and the other two are on the outside. Next slide is the mythology of Pegasus. Pegasus is referred to as the winged horse, and it was said to come from the neck of Medusa when she was beheaded. Everyone, I think, knows of Medusa or has at least heard of her. She's the creature with all the snakes in her head. She has snakes as hair. But it is said that a man tried to ride Pegasus into Olympus to join the gods, and the man did not end up making it, but Pegasus did, and he was awarded by Zeus, who used the horse and eventually placed him among the constellations. So Zeus used him for like his pretty much horse that he would ride around to carry his thunder, lightning. So that's where the mythology of Pegasus comes from. And then these two are my reference pages for my constellation presentation.